And as our senior political affairs reporter Chris Thairo reports, many of lawyers have termed the Monday meeting as judiciary capture.
The Monday meeting between the executive and the judiciary at State House Nairobi was a meeting of its kind, given that it took place only a few days after the executive had raised concerns of sabotage and corruption by some judicial officers. And now the Law Society of Kenya is raising a red flag, stating that there is more than meets the eye.
What is it that they discussed about government projects? Did they agree that they are actually frustrating government projects or not? Or did they agree on how to not frustrate government projects or not? That is something that legitimately you begin to ask yourself, because that is exactly what brought about this meeting.
The Chief Justice goes to meet the President is coming at a time when the executive has already taken hostage of the legislature. The big question is the judiciary also going to follow the same path? I think the signals are quite clear. So I'll put it this way, that the Chief Justice, in terms of her visit to the President, as we have seen yesterday, was a big-time issue that ought not have transpired.
The President was complaining about judicial officers making decisions based on bribes. What happened yesterday is that the executive itself has actually done exactly what they are complaining about. Because through that meeting, through the complaints, we saw the communication saying that the judiciary is now going to receive more funds. The judiciary is going to get vehicles. How do you then differentiate that from a bribe coming from a litigant?
The lawyers argue that it is the right of the judiciary to be fully funded by the exchequer even as they maintain their independence, and that what the executive did to the judiciary was dangling a carrot.
So then the question here is, there is a promise that the President gave of more resources to the judiciary that has not been fulfilled. So the discussion should have been, there was no need to renew that discussion because there was already a prior promise to give more money to the judiciary, which was not happening.
To the Law Society of Kenya and the people of Kenya is to come out and call on the judiciary to follow the pathway that was followed by Maraga. When you find a judicial organ that is not subservient to the dictates of the executive, it is better off for the judiciary to lack funds to maybe run out to even fuel the vehicles than for the judiciary to be held hostage by the executive.
The Judicial Service Commission, which is mandated to promote and facilitate the independence and accountability of the judiciary, transparent administration of justice, was not a party to the State House meeting.
At worst, then the entire Judicial Service Commission to have actually been in that meeting. Because this is the organ that was supposed to actually deal with any complaints. But instead, it is the head who has gone there.
We feel that the Chief Justice has let the country down. The Chief Justice has let the judiciary down because she needed to have come out much more assertively when it comes to the question of the independence of the judiciary.
And where does this leave the judges?
When you are a judicial officer and you are presiding over a matter that affects the President or the executive, or an issue that is so central to the President, you will be worried because you can see your boss, the Chief Justice, has paid homage or a visit to the President in his own place.
For now, all